All right, welcome to the Mogul Mission. Today we have Naila Jackson, who is, I say, the face of the new Network Navigator program at Birmingham Business Alliance. I want to thank you for coming on the platform.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, ma'am. So, we'll start with you telling me earlier where you from, but just kind of tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I am from Fairfield, Alabama. I have two boys. One is 22 and the other is 8. My oldest graduates from Alabama State University with a bachelor's degree in communications on next Friday, May the 3rd. So I'm excited about that. But the way that I got into this work is back in 2020 when the pandemic hit and the world kind of shut down. I noticed all of the issues that a lot of our minority businesses, Black-owned businesses, were having. Specifically, those of us who were more hustlers than really legally formed businesses. Literally, they lost their entire incomes. So where I saw myself fitting in was creating an opportunity for them to get it right, providing them resources and opportunities to formally make their business legal. So I created a directory called the Blacklisting. And I tried to create this app, and I did. I created this app. I had all these people signing up, but I knew it needed to be more robust. And financially, I just did not have the capacity to do that. So I started working with a nonprofit called Ignite Alabama, where I was able to make some connections and meet some people and kind of learn more about the ecosystem, who was involved, who was doing what, and who were like the key players. I realized as well that because I was working a corporate position at the same time, I didn't really have capacity to give the organization the time and commitment that it needed for the position that I was in. So I resigned the 1st of December of 2022.
Okay.
Probably about 2 weeks after that, which it was bittersweet because I love the work, right? And so December, I want to say maybe 14th, I walk out of my direct boss's office back to my desk and open up my email, and there's this job that was emailed to me by someone at the Birmingham Business Alliance, and I think you would be perfect for this position. Take a look and apply. And I was like, this is everything that I've been trying to do. Like, this is unreal. Like, it was almost like a God wink. And so I said, what the heck, I'll apply for it. And went through the rounds of interviews, and lo and behold, the Network Navigator was born. And so I got to step out of corporate America, which I loved that work as well. It was workforce development work. But I got the opportunity to get back to what I really loved, and that was networking and helping people create their dream and solidify their dream and make sure that it's on a solid foundation so that they can grow and scale for it to be everything that they need for it to be. So the Network Navigator platform was born, and here I am today.
Okay. I love your story. I've been noticing people really have a passion to help other people in Birmingham more than I think is highlighted. And your journey when you're working at your corporate job, when did you first make the decision to say that I really want to create a business that helps other people?
So, like I said, going back to the pandemic and seeing the struggles of our people and how many of them were kind of almost left destitute because they were losing their sources of income simply because they had not taken the time to formally legalize their business with whether it be the city, the state, or whatever the case may be. So they didn't have the opportunity to apply for the PPP funds, which was the money that people were using to tide them over until they were able to kind of open the world back up. So it was just my passion for our people and to see our people win that really drove me to love this work.
Okay. Okay. And with doing that, how was the support when you first started?
So when I first started, people jumped on it because everybody was looking for anything that could help them get to where they're trying to be. Everybody wanted to be marketed, everybody wanted to be branded, everybody wanted any opportunity to be seen and be contacted. So it was really a great showing. I had a lot of participation, a lot of people logged in because it was free. So, and I took the time to brand and market, and it was really, it's strange because a lot of times you don't understand why God does things that he does sometimes. And later on, I realized why I needed to learn what I was learning in that moment, why I needed to learn how to communicate and brand and push and understand people's stories and why they've started their businesses and what their passions are. And now I understand that that was all for this moment, all for the opportunity to be able to, on a larger scale, give them resources, opportunities, connections, and make sure that they have what they need to sustain.
Okay. And I love the name Network Navigator because as a small business owner myself, one thing that I feel like one of the most important tools you can have is your network. Can you explain to people who might want to become an entrepreneur or that is an entrepreneur how important networking is?
Networking is really, your network is your net worth. And I know a lot of people have heard that, but until you actually get out here and understand, networking is the key to your success. It truly is. Whether it's getting you at the right tables for funding or connecting you to somebody who can increase your capacity, or a lot of this is knowing someone who knows someone. So the more that you network with people, and networking is not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. You have to bring something to the table for them to bring something to the table, right? You have to show them what you bring that's of value, and they're willing to show their hand of what they bring that's of value. So you work together. You connect them with someone, they connect you with someone. So it has to be a two-way street, and that's the thing about networking that I wish people understood more. Because a lot of times people are so self-centered when it comes to meeting somebody. I want what you got from me, right? But what do you bring? How can you help that person? And I don't care if it's an Alabama Power or Aspire. They may be able to help you with funding, but if they have an event where they need volunteers, are you willing to do that? So that's the thing that's most important about networking that I wish people would take to heart, is that it's a two-way street.
Yeah, and I like that you said that. I feel that's very important because just to piggyback on what you said, I feel people will be more inclined to want to help you if you're kind of coming to the table with some also, because I mean, just 'cause they might look big, like you were saying with the volunteering, they still might need your help. And I'm glad you said that, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs that I feel sometimes may get frustrated because they meet people and be like, man, they ain't really doing that for me. But I'm like, I mean, like you said, it's a two-way street. What do you bring it to the table? We hear it all the time about the table. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna put a plate, or you just come in with a to-go plate?
Exactly.
I love that. So we have something very big coming up in Birmingham.
We do.
And you're the face of it.
Well, I'm flattered that you feel that way.
You're the face of it.
But it is an exciting time in Birmingham. Small Business Week starts on Sunday. It is a week packed full of events, and shameless, not so shameless plug, Wednesday is Network Navigator Day. It'll be held at the Old Greyhound bus station. That's Wednesday, May 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The entire building will be nothing but a human network navigator. So the purpose of that day is to serve as a human view, like a life-size view of what the network navigator truly does. So you'll walk in and you'll get the opportunity to walk the journey map of an entrepreneur from start to finish with technical assistance. Once you go through that journey map, you'll go to the Funders Lounge, where there'll be CDFIs, credit unions, and traditional banks there that you could talk to, and you can understand like what type of programs that they have. And then once you leave there, you'll have an opportunity to see some other mental and physical health lounge, where they talk about the mental health of an entrepreneur and what services are available. We also have some healthcare organizations that are coming in that are from the operational standpoint, right? So if you're a small business owner and you really can't afford to offer your employees traditional health care, there are options out here. We have a doctor, a healthcare provider here in Birmingham who has small business packages that she offers that allows the employer to give their employees an opportunity to go to the doctor, get services, get health care, get prescriptions. We have mental health services that are offered to small businesses and their employees. And then we have a tech lounge, because we all know tech is the going thing. Everything is tech. Everything is tech. So we'll have a tech lounge that gives an opportunity for people to kind of see some of the new apps and tech that are in the city of Birmingham. And even if they're interested in getting in tech, we'll have some providers there for them to speak with as well. And the most important part to me, which all of it is important, but we've got some free workshops that are coming through. We've got a workshop on branding and marketing. Got a workshop on starting a podcast. Got a workshop on starting a nonprofit. We also have, which I thought was very unique, we have the Corporate Transparency Act that recently went into effect for taxpayers, small businesses specifically. We have someone coming in to talk about why that's important to your business. We've got somebody coming in to talk about AI. We've also got a headshot happy hour. So it's just a day packed full of resources and opportunities to just build your knowledge base on what it is to have a small business, be an entrepreneur, if you want to, because some people may be on the fence whether they want to or not. So it's just a day packed full of information. And I think, again, shameless yet unshameless plug, I think it's going to be one of the best events of the week. So, yeah.
I like that, and man, that's very impressive. Like, man, I know people really want to know this. Like, when you created this, how did you build and connect all these resources to be able to provide in one day?
So I really thought about how is it that I could get people to fully understand what the Network Navigator is. Because I could stand up and if I'm in a room, I can tell you, this is the digital front door of resources for small business owners. And you're like, okay. I want people to truly understand that this tool is a human journey map. Like I go in and I tell this tool where I am. I need money. Okay. The next question is what have you done to get to the place where you feel like you need money? Have you gotten your LLC? Have you, if you're going to be an LLC, let me say that. Have you gotten structurally sound? Have you been legally formed? Have you gotten your business license? Have you gotten your business bank account? Have you done the foundational things that you need first? Because there are a lot of things that you need to do before you get to, I need funding, right? Mm-hmm. So we just want to make sure that in this tool, we empower people on their journey, because pride often gets in the way of a lot of entrepreneurs. We don't want to admit that we need help, but we always want to say that we did it on our own, right? So this tool allows that entrepreneur to say, I did it on my own, but I had some help, right? And they move at their own pace. I'm not forcing you to do anything in this tool. The tool doesn't force you to do anything, but it provides you with a checklist. You're able to go through it at your own pace and check these things off. You don't have a person saying, have you done this yet? Have you done this yet? You know, you got 30 days to do this. No, you do this at your own pace, but we're here to help you. So the unique thing about the Network Navigator is not only is it a digital platform, but I'm the human behind the platform. So whatever you need that you didn't find in the platform, I'm here to help you. Hold your hand, sit down with you and say, okay, where did we get stuck? Where did we get off track? So it's fun for me to talk to the entrepreneurs, learn their stories. What made you so passionate about what you do? Why is this like the hill you've chosen to die on, so to speak, right? Like you live and die for your business. Why is that? Like, what's the reasoning behind it? And everybody has a story. So I love hearing those stories.
I love that. It's like you got into the entrepreneur's brain. You know exactly like where the journey is gonna lead, the steps that you need to take to be an operating business, and then you pretty much put it on the platform. Cause you know, everybody know, people pay for convenience.
Absolutely.
You know, the age of technology, like we want everything as smooth as possible. I love that, and the passion that you have for it.
I love it. It was strictly, I always say it was meant for me. I always knew from the moment that I started to interview that this was my job. And what is so inspiring is that the city of Birmingham stands behind it. This actually was birthed out of the Funding the Bold grant that the city does yearly. So this started because out of some research that Prosper, who is also an investor in the Network Navigator, had Brookings come down and do a report. And one of the things that the entrepreneurs in the city expressed needing is a way to get to resources, how to connect to resources. And with this being a digital age, there was no other way to do it but create a platform.
I like that. And can you kind of talk to the audience and let them know, like, how important is it to collaborate with other businesses that, you know, are kind of parallel to yours?
So I'm so glad you brought that up, because I really want to encourage, and I like to encourage collaboration, because everybody can't do everything. And a lot of times when you're starting off as a small business owner, your capacity is like very small, right? You don't have a lot of help. Sometimes it's just you, and maybe it's you and your spouse, or maybe it's you and your best friend, like whoever you started the business with. But you all don't have the capacity to do everything, especially starting out. So don't be afraid to have conversations with people who are in the same lanes as you, who might even be doing the same thing as you. Especially if they've been in the game a little bit longer than you, because they can teach you some things, and they can keep you from making some trip ups and missteps that they've already made, and kind of, you know, hold your hand and guide the way. Everybody is not intentionally working in silos. And true, you may run into some people who don't want to share. But what I've encountered for the most part within the city of Birmingham is we want to collaborate. We want to work together. We enjoy networking with people in like industries and with like minds. So don't be afraid to say, you know, introduce yourself, say who you are, what you do. I'd love to have coffee with you and pick your brain. Most people are not afraid of that because there's enough room at the table for everybody.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Man, I'm still kind of stuck on how many resources that you have for your business, and I'm trying to pick your brain now. I know I'm gonna be though. But when you first were coming up with the concept of Network Navigator, how long did you work on it by yourself?
So before this actual platform, I think I worked on it about 9 months, and it was a like burning the midnight oil thing. Cause like I said, I had a corporate 9 to 5. So I would burn the midnight oil, and I would work with everybody, connect with anybody who wanted, like anybody that was reaching out. And there was no money in it for me, right? It was all because I just had a passion and I wanted to see my people thrive. So when this opportunity arose for Network Navigator, I didn't even come up with a name. Like the name had already been established when I got there. And I was like, this is just perfect. Like, and it just became who I am as a person. Like, I love to connect. I enjoy talking to people, but giving people the ability to be in control of their journey is like the most amazing thing, because they feel like they did this, right? They stuck to something and they did it. We were there to help, but they did the work, right? So sometimes all people need is access to the information. A lot of people are go-getters. They're aggressive. They just need to know which direction to go. So the Network Navigator provides them their direction, provides them those contacts, provides them the people's names that they specifically need to talk to at these organizations, so that they can get what they need.
Okay. And that was, let's say, maybe one of the businesses that you can highlight that you actually just watched them go through it and they've grown exponentially, that you're just so proud of. Like, what company would that be?
So actually this Monday, to kick off Small Business Week, we will be doing a ribbon cutting at Mama Nim's. And the owner of Mama Nim's is Chris Holloman. And yeah, he used to be a Munchies. Yes. And so Chris, I have watched him. I had the opportunity to meet him through a phenomenal connector, Mr. Anthony Bridgeforth. He connected me with Chris, and when I met Chris, Chris had already purchased the building, and he was kind of going through the motions, and he had put all his own capital in it, like with nobody's help, and he had made it so far, and he was at the end, and he just needed a little bit more. So we had the opportunity to connect with the city and a couple of other organizations in the area, and I've watched him with those resources. He has not been lazy about it. He has talked to whoever he needed to talk to. He wasn't scared to get in somebody's face and talk to them. So to see us utilize Mama Nim's as a symbolic sign that the city of Birmingham is open for business, and to watch him cut that ribbon and his restaurant truly be open for business is so exciting for me, because I know that behind the scenes, I watched the work that he did. I saw him not be afraid. I saw him go and get what needed to be done, burn the midnight oil, connect with who he needed to connect with. And he wasn't afraid he really wasn't afraid to fail, number one. And that's what I think people run away from more than anything. But the failures teach you so many lessons. And he tells his story. He has a Birmingham Now article that just came out where he tells a little bit of his story, but he has failed a couple of times. But when you fall forward, you're closer to your dream. So I'm really proud of him. I'm really excited to be a part of the ribbon cutting on Monday and get him open for business.
Man, that's dope. If there was an entrepreneur listening right now and you wanted to give them some advice just to get started, what would it be?
Don't measure yourself by anyone else's success. I think that everybody's journey is unique. And I think that you should give yourself some grace, because we're all learning together. No one person knows everything. But when you partner with people, as you talked about earlier, that have been through the struggle, that have gone through the ups and downs, the hills and valleys of entrepreneurship, and right now they're in a great place, don't be afraid to go up to them and talk to them. But I don't want you to beat yourself up thinking, I've been at this for 3 years and I should be further. No, you shouldn't. There are some lessons that you need to learn. There are some things that you need to encounter that you're going to need to be able to be prepared for later on down the line. So the biggest thing that I would like to stress is just don't judge your journey by anyone else's.
Okay. And tell our audience how they can get in touch with you.
So you can connect with me on navigatebhm.com. That is the URL for the Network Navigator, which will launch on May 1st. Or you can email me at njackson@birminghambusinessalliance.com. You can connect with me on LinkedIn at Naila Jackson. And yeah, you can just about find me specifically May the 1st at the historic Greyhound bus station between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Come on out. I need to see you there. You need to be in the building.
And we really want to tell you, man, we appreciate you for coming on our platform. To be honest, it was very, very motivating. There was a lot of information that people will definitely be able to use. And we look forward to seeing you all Small Business Week. And hopefully we can get more people to connect and grow with Network Navigator.
Absolutely. Excited, and thank you so much for inviting me.
And thank you.